Gas prices are officially the highest they've ever been, but in this video, I'm going to show you how even a bike like this, the Warthog, which costs over $4,000, could potentially pay for itself in as little as 6 months. Are you sleeping over there?
I'm waiting for the fun.
She's bored and wants to get going because we are commuting on bikes right now, so I guess that's the next part of this video. And by the way, this is my own custom Area 13 Warthog. These are actually from Bike-On-It, but you can't have this one.
See, you took so long that it turned off.
We're going.
I feel like I'm about to pop a wheelie sometimes.
So let's check out some gas stations here in Grass Valley, California, and see what our prices are here. I found some statistics online that says that the average commute in California is, I think it was 40.1 miles, which is quite a ways, but not out of the question for an e-bike ride. See how fast we can get going. What's that?
Everything that I say to myself, you're gonna be able to hear.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
This is a good idea.
That van totally ran over that curb right there. Ah, so this is good. We see all these cars stuck in traffic here. The average miles per gallon nationwide, because I couldn't find a good number in California, is about 25 miles per gallon. So if we take that number, average commute distance of 40 miles, average miles per gallon of 25 miles per gallon, and currently the nation's super high gas prices, we can very easily quickly figure out what is the average person spending to commute to work each day. And just so you know, for all of these calculations, I did use 261 working days. If you go places other than work, these numbers could be even better. After this one.
After what? Oh, okay.
An added benefit is sometimes you actually get through traffic faster on an electric bike than you would driving. We're coming up on gas station number 1. Let's see what their prices are. Where's their sign? Oh, it's over there. I just came to get a picture of it. I'm not spending any money on gas. $5.69 for regular, all the way up to $6.59 for diesel. That's the price at the Chevron station. Let's see what we got next. You know it's bad when the people filling up are all talking to each other, asking each other how much do they spend to fill up. Ooh. That was almost an accident. Not with me. That truck came to a screeching halt. What do we got up here? 5?
Hey, it's so much cheaper up here.
No, it's more. Well, diesel's cheaper. $5.75. Yeah, we got $5.75 for the regular gas at the Shell station. So normally this gas station up here is the cheapest one in town. So this is about as good as it gets.
Diesel's $5.09 here though.
There we go. We got $5.59 a gallon. And we're not stopping for it.
My pedaling is so fake.
You're just pretending to pedal.
Well, yeah, I can just stop and still be going, so.
The X15 has way too much power. You don't
So
really pedal it, you
pointless.
just kind of throttle it around. So if my math is right, the average person in California might be spending close to $9 a day just in gas. And that was the first thing I wanted to point out, is that gas is so much more expensive than electricity for an electric bike. Many of you probably know that California has some of the highest electricity rates in the nation. So I didn't use a nationwide average. I wanted to try and skew this as much as possible. So I'm not trying to say that electricity is cheap, but the average is around 25 cents a kilowatt hour in California. I think the nationwide average is probably less than half of that, probably somewhere closer to like 12 cents. But the point is, even something like this Warthog bike that I'm riding right now with dual batteries, even if I depleted both batteries completely, it would be costing less than 50 cents to charge up. This is 1.5 kilowatt hours of capacity, so 25 cents times 1.5, like I said, way less than 50 cents. If you're riding something like the Blackbird and you deplete the battery entirely for 40 miles, which is a range that it can very realistically do, realistically it'd cost you less than a quarter. So you might be looking at like 20 cents to 25 cents for the commute as far as electricity costs. So strictly speaking, gas versus electricity, for an e-bike versus a car, you're saving like over $8.50, maybe $8.75 a day. And that's just the fuel expenses versus electricity. That's not counting the cost of the vehicle itself. Were you just waiting for me?
Yes.
Her bike's faster. So if you start factoring in the cost of the vehicle, then that's where the savings really starts to kick in. So based on my math, if you were to buy something like a Blackbird that's around $2,600 and you rode it to work every day, in fuel savings, it would probably take around 14 months or so for the bike to actually pay for itself. So that's a lot of riding at 40 miles a day, every work day. Totally doable if you really want to save some money. Now it's hard to figure out vehicle cost, so I decided the simplest way to do this would just be looking at the IRS reimbursement rate, which is well over 50 cents per mile. So if we just use that figure and then add that to the fuel you're spending on, then the savings for something like the Warthog, which costs over $4,000, is like 6 months, which is just insane that it's that short. And then if you go for something like the Blackbird that costs less, you're getting down to like maybe 3 or 4 months return on investment. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And I think those numbers might be skewed a little bit in the car's favor still, because the average price of a used car has gone up to over $28,000, which is a lot of money for a used car. That's crazy. That's really not calculated into that at all. So that's how you could potentially save not only money on gas, but you could buy an e-bike and basically it would pay for itself. Let's see if I can catch up. Miles an hour, 44, 45. I was trying to catch up.
You're doing all right.
beginning of this video, I told you that I had this custom Warthog that is mine. I did a new paint job, shark teeth, 246 millimeter rotors, suspension seat post. Now some of those accessories are things that we sell, so you can customize your bike, but you can't buy one exactly like this. I do, however, have a totally custom Blackbird that one of you can buy. Except it's not quite a Blackbird, it is the Bluebird. It's a custom paint job. We have some light purple accents. We've got some flat black in the areas that are more likely to get dirty. And this is something that was rebuilt or refurbished out of parts. So either a bike that may have been returned due to shipping damage, or maybe it was scratched. So this is not a brand new bike per se, but it is going to be sold on our website as an auction as refurbished. Keep an eye out for this one and other interesting Blackbirds next week. I should point out this is also one of the very first bikes to actually feature the Area 13 logo. Hopefully by now I've convinced you that now is the time to invest in electric bikes. And I have two ways you can do that today. You can invest in a bike yourself by buying an electric bike, riding it, and having a ton of fun with it. You can also invest directly in Area 13. I'll put a link in the description of this video with more information about that. And since the average commute is about 40 miles in California, I figured this video on how to install a second battery on your electric bike would be a great topic for you to look into next.